There she is,
All right,
man.
Mike. Good to
Heck
see you,
yeah,
buddy.
Chuck. I
Hey,
appreciate it.
hey, I appreciate you. I
Man,
appreciate you coming out.
I'm out here with Chuck from Iron Oaks Barbecue Pits in Las Vegas, Nevada. He just built me this awesome 115-gallon offset smoker. It's going to be my backyard pit. I want to showcase it today and let him talk to you about how he did it, what he did designing it, and show this smoker out.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, as Mike mentioned, I'm Chuck with Iron Oak Barbecue Pits here in Las Vegas, and I built him a 115-gallon offset smoker out of a 24 by 48 3/8 thick industrial pipe. The firebox is 24 by 24 3/8 industrial pipe. Usually on my 115 gallons or my 80 gallons that are 60 inches long, I do two doors. So this one has two doors. We originally were going to go with this pit on casters, but after Mike seeing a previous build with the off-road package and where he lives out in Pahrump, we wanted to make sure that he had something where he could put this anywhere he wanted to go and not have to fight an on and off a ramp if he wanted to take this on the road, you know, for some events and stuff. So he wanted a collapsible or fold down smokestack, so we got that. You got your pull handle. One of the things that I like to do on all of mine, and not everybody does this with their offset pits, is have a shelf. And one of my customers asked, hey, is there a way to fold it down? So I came up with this really cool, quick and easy way to fold down one of these and bring it up so it just locks into place. So imagine yourself with a tray and you're like, oh, I don't even have the doors open. How am I going to put all my stuff in? You can easily, with one hand, fold it down, lift it up. And so that comes with all of my smokers. It's not an add-on option. It comes custom. Like I said, it's two doors. You got the collapsible fold-down smokestack. I'm a little nitpicky. I want to make sure it's level to the chamber. That's just me. I think it looks better. Also, too, one of the things that I found in the earlier builds is that the handle will always win, depending on how heavy it is. So I make sure that the cap stays closed when it's folded down. So that's one of the little deals I figured out. And you know, you figure out a lot of this stuff in time by doing it, and then you're like, wow, that just doesn't look right, so I want to do something a little bit different. This one, like I said, it's 3/8 inches thick. That seems to be standard with the pipe that I'm able to get here in Las Vegas, and I'm fine with it. What I like about it mostly is that when I cut my doors, I use a cutoff wheel. I don't use a torch. That's just me. I figure if I'm going to cut this thing, if I use a torch, I'm going to have to spend the time to clean this up, this edge up, and then I'm going to create a bigger gap. So I use a cutoff wheel for that. That way, all I'm really doing is just cleaning up a little bit of the edge, and I'm not doing a bunch of work, and also makes a nice tight seam. But the 3/8 thick, it doesn't really bend on you or straighten out on you, so you get a really nice fit. And like I said before, using a cutoff wheel allows you to get a nice tight seam. So that's the reason why I use a cutoff wheel. Like I said, it might take a little bit more time in cutting it, but the overall effect is just a cleaner look. Got the two upper grates, so you can use them or not use them depending on what you want to cook with. I put them in basket style. That way, if you're doing vegetables or anything that would roll off, you got the edges. But they do completely pull out, and they can go the other way just as well. So if you have something that's a little bit higher, say you're doing a bigger pork butt or a bigger brisket or something unusual that's you've got the height there, you still can flip that grate around so that you can still use it as a grate. But like I said, I usually put them in basket style. So about the off-road package, originally Mike we were going to go with some casters because once he gets it into his backyard, he was just going to park it there and do a lot of his promotional videos for his products. Seeing where he lives and him seeing the off-road package I put on another pit, it just made more sense for him to get it into his backyard and, like I said, take it with him to events. But I wanted to do something kind of neat, fancy, something different, but also provide a lower grate that he could either take some stuff, pack in some wood, some other things that he has, and I try to do things a little bit different and not your standard square tube bottom shelf structure. Doesn't mean I won't in the future, just is something that I try to make it look like art, you know, make it look like when it's all said and done that it's a really cool looking car or something that a person could be proud of in their backyard and not just something that sits there and is these never look like an eyesore, but you know, something that people will be drawn to. Oh man, look at that, that's so cool. So hopefully I did that with this pit. And what I like to do is, so I have this design where I just chose to use 2-inch by 1/8 inch flat bar as the bottom of the grate. And I carried that through to this pull bar. And I didn't fill it all the way up because I wanted to expose Mike's logo. And we had talked about putting his tagline, "Oh yeah," somewhere in the front by the collector. And I didn't want it off to the side, and I would only be covering it if I put it on the actual collector, so I decided to put it on the handle itself, and that way you still have that clean look. You have the "Oh yeah" on it, and I got this quick release. The industry I come from is entertainment. Cirque du Soleil is my background as a technician, and we use a lot of hardware like this in the industry. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, that'd be pretty slick to quickly unattach or attach a pull handle. Also, about this pull handle, most people use a center point, and it seems to work. I feel like if you get yourself in a muddy situation and you're pulling one of these things around, or if this pit is heavy, that you could tweak that hinging point or even bend the bar. So I like to straddle a little bit more, so that way you're pushing more out here for each turn, and it actually is it's really easy. I mean, so let's go to the back end and we'll look at what we did over the firebox. Another thing I wanted to do a little bit different. A lot of guys will put their nameplates here. They'll put something, maybe the name of their barbecue, a memorial to somebody that they love, and they name their smoker after. But I did want to put Mike's Blazing Star Barbecue logo on this pit, but I did see that other people, especially on a round firebox, use a flat plate so that you can warm up beans, other things, but mostly wood. A lot of guys like to put their wood up there to dry it out before they put it in the pit. But I thought it would be kind of slick to have his logo cut out onto that flat plate. And I also, for his tagline, you hear him saying it all the time. It's on his event tent. It says, "Oh yeah." And the really cool thing about that design is it's multicolored, and it also has a shadow effect on the letters. And to do it justice, I wanted to make sure that I gave it all the colors of his tagline. So what I did was I offset this is a secret now, I offset the letters, and I had to think about how I was going to do this because you don't see any welds around this. In fact, it's floating, and it's actually pinned all the way through into this back plate. So it took some thinking how I wanted to do that so that I could get the effect and make it as clean as possible. So I painted them separately, I attached them separately, and then I welded them in to the back of this. Cleaned up the welds so there wasn't a bunch of slag or spatter or anything like that, but I think it looks pretty cool. Um, if you want information on how I did it, you can reach out to me at ironoakbarbecuepits.com or at ironoakbarbecuepits on Instagram. I'll be happy to tell you how I did it. Um, so, cool thing, Mike, I came up with this iris damper, um, and a lot of guys were like, "Wow, that's pretty cool. I want to use it." I asked Mike if he wanted. He says, "No, I want your logo. I want to be able to, showcase you," which I really, really, really appreciate. So this is the Vegas Star. I adapted that as a logo. I know the guys in Texas use the 5 star, your typical American star. I was like, what is there that I can identify Vegas as? And everybody has seen this compass star on the Welcome to Las Vegas sign, so um, it just made sense. I wanted a star, and it made sense. What kind of star is a Vegas star? And you see this everywhere in Vegas. I mean, just hotels have some sort of a starburst compass star. So we chose that. It has a removable plate, so you can take the plate out. So when you run on the fire, you can see the fire through the open hole, which is really cool at night. Also, too, the hole size is enough volume for air intake, but I did want to make sure that if you need a little bit more, you're in higher altitude or wherever you might be, we have a notch system, so you can set up the door in different configurations. And I hadn't done that in earlier pits, and it was requested. So I always listen to my customers if they say, "Hey, can you add this? You add that." On a lot of my backyard with casters, somebody wanted just a little pull handle on the front of the collector. I was like, it's easy enough to do. It doesn't cost a lot for me to do it. It doesn't take any time for me to do it, so why not do it? So now that comes standard. So same with this. It was requested, "Hey, can you add a notch for the handle?" I was like, "Yep." So now that comes standard with all of the firebox doors that have the star logo. It doesn't make sense to add it to the iris damper because that one is self-adjusting and you can have the airflow. So look for that. So pretty much that's it. Like I said, this is a 24 by 24 firebox round. It's non-insulated here in Las Vegas. New Mexico, Arizona, southern part of California. Our temperatures aren't so crazy that we need an insulated firebox, especially with a 3/8 thick material. You're not going to consume a lot of wood. It's not going to just chow down even as big as this is, because once the metal gets hot and it's up to temperature, this thing starts cruising, and your fuel consumption, your wood consumption goes down dramatically. So I think that's it. Like I said, 115-gallon offset. This version is the off-road, and I also offer the caster version. So thanks for allowing me to do this tour. I appreciate it, and hope you enjoy what you saw. And now we're going to get to seasoning and oiling this thing.
Man, Chuck, this pit is awesome, brother. I
I'm
can't
really glad
wait.
you liked it.
Yeah,
really
man, I can't wait to get up there and use this pit in my backyard. But before we do that, we're going to have to season this. If you like this video and all my other videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the seasoning video be coming next. Oh, yeah.